Hello and welcome to Nikolay's genetics lessons, and today's question is which statement is mismatched, and you have to choose one of these answers. Take a look at this picture and in a couple minutes you would be able to choose the correct answer. On this picture you can see different types of protein structure. The structure of proteins is directly related to their function and may be primary, secondary, tertiary or quaternary. Primary protein structure, the most basic type of protein structure, is called primary structure. A primary protein is simple linear chain of amino acids. The order of amino acids in the polypeptide chain is determined by the order of nucleotides of the gene that encodes it. Even a tiny change in the amino acid sequence of the polypeptide chain can alter the overall structure and function of the protein. The secondary protein structure is made by folding the polypeptide chain. The polypeptide chain folds up and hydrogen bonds from between the atoms of the polypeptide chain hold the secondary structure in place. There are two main types of secondary protein structures, the alpha helix and beta pleated sheet. Now let's move to tertiary protein structure. A protein is not fully functional until it has 3D shape. The 3D structure of the protein is referred to as its tertiary structure and is made by further folding of secondary proteins. Interactions between the side chains of amino acid lead to the formation of the tertiary structure, and bonds form between them as the protein folds. This includes hydrogen bonds, ionic bonds, and disulfide bonds. The sulfide bonds are covalent bonds that form between sulfur-containing side chains and are much stronger than other types of the bonds. The disulfide bonds are what holds the tertiary structure of the proteins in place. The last level of protein organization would be quaternary protein structure. What you see here on the right, many proteins are made of single polypeptide chain and don't become any more complex than the tertiary structure. However, some proteins are made up of multiple polypeptide chains. When several polypeptide chains come together, they can form a structure known as quaternary protein. For example, a quaternary protein structure is hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is made up of polypeptide chains and especially adapted to bind oxygen in the blood. The function of the protein depends heavily on its final structure. Tertiary and quaternary proteins are both functional proteins with 3D structure. However, the type of the structure can vary significantly between different proteins. There are two main classes of 3D protein structure: globular proteins and fibrous proteins. And couple more notes: globular proteins are usually round and ball shaped. They usually have metabolic functions. For example, they may be enzymes or antibodies. Hemoglobin is an example of globular proteins. And on the other hand, fibrous proteins would be long and narrow and usually have a structural function. Examples of the fibrous proteins include collagen, which is found in bones, muscle, and skin. And another example would be keratin, the material that makes up hair, nails, and feathers. One more time, these two groups are non-functional and these two groups are functional. Now let's return to our statements, and statement A: the quaternary structure is related to the basic linear structure of the protein. And now you know that it is not true. So this is false statement, but let's check other statements as well. Statement B: the primary structure relates to the basic linear structure of the protein. And this is true statement. Next statement: the secondary structure relates to the helical shape of the protein. And this is also correct statement. And the last statement would be the tertiary structure is a higher level of the protein folding. And this is also correct statement. So as you see, our choice is going to be answer A, which statement is mismatched. And this is first statement. And this is all for today. Thank you for your attention. Please subscribe for my new videos that I post almost every day. And see you in the next video. Goodbye.